hello, everyone, and welcome in. Hi, I'm Carmen of Black Sewing Network. Black Sewing Network is a network that celebrates and amplifies Black voices in the sewing community, and we have such a special guest that is not new, okay, to everyone here, but I still think we need to do a round of applause. Please make sure you're doing a couple claps in the chat. But today have a very special guest. It's our very own Terrance Williams. And today we are talking all things Terrance Williams design times Minerva. His new Minerva fabric collection is launching in less than 2 weeks. So it was only right that we came to the live stage to discuss all things about his fabric collection, his sewing plans. We have pictures, he has visuals on hand. Okay, this is not giving she by Sheree. It's not giving she by Sheree because it's real. It's real. It will be real and be in our hands within the matter of weeks. So welcome, Terrance. Thank you so much for joining the live stage with me today.
Thank you for having me, Carmen.
I appreciate you for being here. All right, so Terrance, can we talk about, like, did you think in your wildest dreams that you would be launching your very own fabric collection? Like, you're like Joanne now. No more Joanne, because they are about to be no more. But did you ever think you would be in this space where you would have your own fabric collection?
Yes.
Right? Hello, Malcolm. And so, okay, before we continue with this story, if you're here, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, make sure you click the thumbs up button, and this will be available for replay. Okay, well, I appreciate a man that is very sure of himself. Let's talk about that journey a little bit more, Mr. I always knew this would happen for us. For me, tell us about your journey and how you got to this point.
I firmly believe in speaking things into existence, and I knew that a couple years ago I wanted to come out with my own fabric collection. I didn't know how, I didn't know what way, but I knew that I wanted my ideas, my prints, my patterns on fabric. And I thought it was originally going to be through Spoonflower. So I taught myself digital illustration. So I got my iPad, I got the iPencil, downloaded the software, started doodling and drawing and coming up with all these ideas. But then once I realized how complicated it is to create repeating patterns and making sure the dimensions were right, and if you are going to print it, how everything is to scale, I didn't account for all of that. So I was slowly in the process of learning all of that, putting it all together when Minerva approached me with this amazing opportunity. I had been a Minerva ambassador for about a year at that point, I believe, and they approached me and said, hey, we are coming out with Minerva exclusive fabric collection where we're partnering with different Minerva ambassadors and different people within the community, and we want you to be one of them. And I was like, this is what I have dreamt of, what I've manifested. I spoke about it on my Instagram today, but I never have had a plan B when it comes to my business. I've always had a plan A, because there were no other options for me. I feel like you should have a plan B, but I so desperately wanted this to work, whether it was my small business, whether it was this fabric collab, it didn't matter. I wanted things to work, and I didn't want a second option. And so, yeah, they approached me. I said yes, and we spent the past year building this collection, narrowing it down, expanding it. So many changes have happened, and I'm just so excited to finally be here.
Can you talk a little bit about that timeline? You said it took a year to get to this point. Like, how did it? So they tell you, okay, Terrance, this is the idea. We want you to come on as a licensee for fabrics. Can you tell us a little bit about the sort of order of operations and the schedule in which things happened and came to fruition?
So I think my road to this process was a little different. We hit a lot of roadblocks on, not on my end, but unfortunately on Minerva's end, with them changing suppliers because their original supplier, I guess, went toe up, bankrupt, couldn't produce fabric, couldn't do things anymore. So my collection got pushed back. And then, of course, I had the amazing opportunity of getting shot and almost dying.
Oh my God. I think the circle. And there it is. And there it is. Okay. Well.
So that pushed it back a little more. And then my recovery pushed it back a little more. And then things on their end with their new supplier pushed it back a little more. So it was roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. But I truly believe everything happens for a reason. And the collection a year ago, still the same prints, still the same patterns, but it would have only been on two fabric ways, their viscose challis and their viscose linen, which are two of my favorite fabrics from Minerva.
Amazing.
Now, because we've waited, my prints and patterns are now print on demand, which means almost any of the Minerva fabric bases that are available, you can get a print and pattern of my fabric. So whether you're into the viscose challis, whether you're into satin, linen, suit lining, stretch jersey, there are so many different options, almost 40, I think over 40 different options that you can choose, which I think is really exciting because not everyone likes linen or not everyone knows how to work with a viscose challis. So if you are more comfortable doing a design in jersey, you can still have my prints and patterns in the fabric of your choice.
And we love options, okay? Whether or not it's fabric, jobs, men, we love the different options, right? So, all right. So, what was your vision for this collection? And I can bring up like a picture of the whole collection, or would you like to talk about? Let's show all the fabrics, and then let's kind of do a deeper dive on each, and then we'll talk about like together what our plans are for each of the fabrics. Because Terrance, what he did was he handpicked a few of his friends in the community that he felt like would show up and represent. Of course, I was one of them. But yeah, so our biggest thing to Terrance is Terrance, let us know how you want us to show up. He is very particular about how he wants this launch. So yes, that's what we will discuss today. So we'll start at a very high level, get a little bit granular, and then for those out there that get the fabric, Terrance is very appreciative, but he's going to let us know how he wants us to show up. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull the presentation that we worked on collectively up. All right. So I'm going to share the screen and make sure I get all the news out of the way. All right. All right. So let's talk. Let's see if I can just do a little quick present. Will it just do? I just want to see the current page now. Hold on, Terrance.
You're fine. It all looks so beautiful.
It does. I tried to like bring it together so that it looked cohesive when I brought it together. Can you guys see it? Or whatever. And I did not mean to have requirements there. That was part of my original presentation. All right. So I tried to kind of segment it based upon the aesthetic and the vibe. So I tried to like group them together. I don't know if you can tell that.
Yes.
So here you have about 9 fabrics, 9 different fabrics.
Yes.
All right. So talk about, so I separated them by kind of the neutral tone, the rustic vibes. Then I have what I call the sun and rains section. And then I have like the very colorful and organic and the very fluid, section as well. So let's start with the first area.
That's exactly how it is. So it's kind of 3 mini collections in one. So with the first collection, you get a lot of burnt oranges and rust and neutral colors, and even in the terracotta prints, it's a lot of nudes. So my inspiration behind the whole collection, as you all know, I'm really into sustainability and I'm really into the environment, but I wanted to do it in a way that wasn't specifically about sustainability and nature. I wanted to put my own spin on it. So you'll see little bits and pieces of nature and sustainability in the outdoors, even if you can't see it directly. So with this first collection, again, obviously with the suns and the shooting stars, and I wanted to do the terracotta and nude tones to kind of replicate the earth. So if you go out to like Arizona or even the deserts in Texas, you see a lot of these different colors, right? It's really kind of browns and terracottas and burnt oranges. And so the inspiration behind this was really people who might be afraid of prints and patterns but want to step into prints and patterns. These are kind of the gateway into that, right?
Yep.
These are kind of the way, so they're not overstimulating, they're not a lot. It's subtle prints and patterns that you can work into your wardrobe. So if you wanted to do like a button down shirt but wanted to do the collar in one of these prints in order to add a pop of color, you can do it that way. Or
Okay.
if you wanted to do a hoodie and maybe the hoodie that's broken into three pieces. I know Carmen has done that hoodie or that sweatshirt a lot of times where it's like three different colors. If you wanted to do the bottom color, like the bottom band a print. So it's a way for people who like neutrals but are afraid of prints and patterns. It's a way for them to step into it. So this whole collection is really inspired by the earth and earth tones and neutrals. And then this color palette, kind of the nude swirls, I took different samples of different people's skin tones, specifically melanated skin tones, and I swirled them all together
Yeah.
to create this print and pattern. So,
My
and
question is it the
I just think
swirls into the third column, the neutral swirls? Is that what inspired you to like kind of pivot into the third column, or no?
so I actually started when I first created this collection, I started with the swirls. I
Hmm.
started with the really bright colors, the watercolor, because when we first started this collection, this idea of this collection, I didn't know how many prints or patterns I was going to have. So
Yeah.
I just came up with five, and these three, well, there's one more. Those were going to be my first five, just the
Mhm.
swirl patterns. And they loved them so much. They were like, let's do five more.
Oh
So
wow. Okay.
it became 10 in total. But the backbone of the collection was this kind of acrylic pour swirl pattern.
Hmm.
So with this nude one, it can go in either column, but it fits more into this one color wise.
Okay. Now talk about that a little bit in terms of fabric development and fabric design development. I remember when you, in the infancy of this process, you talked about how it was they were concerned about being able to replicate it across a full scale of fabric.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that process, just in case somebody is interested in, designing their own fabric as well?
Yeah. So when I first drew the swirl prints, Minerva loved them, but they had this shocked look on their face. They were kind of like, oh my God. And they literally said, they're like, we'll make it work somehow, but we're not sure how we're going to get the swirl pattern printed,
Yeah.
and make it look nice and in the vision that you wanted it. So what they ended up doing is instead of taking it section by section, it's kind of just like full panels.
Hmm.
They were able to make it like the full yard is the whole print,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like the full yard is the print and then it repeats to the next one and repeats to the next one. So that's kind of how they ended up doing it. They're
Okay.
magicians.
No, it looks great. And like, do you have any on hand that you can kind of show in the yardage and how it's
Yeah,
okay?
so I have this one on hand. Well, I'm wearing one, and then made pants with another, and then this is kind of, if you buy it by the yard or more, this is kind of what you will get. It's kind of just a huge piece of fabric.
That is the challis, correct?
Yes, this is in the viscose challis. So it's really lightweight, really breathable, really flowy. Um, So this is what it looks like. So the fun thing about this is, say you get 3 yards and then Lynn gets 3 yards,
Okay.
whatever you choose to make with it, it's going to look so different.
Yeah.
Like wherever you choose to place the fabric on this, or the wherever you choose to place your pattern on this, it's going to look completely different because
Right.
Carmen wants more of the purples, maybe Lynn wants more of the blues. Like, so it's the might be the same 3 yards, but each thing is going to look incredibly different, which I think is really, really cool. Even if you made the same blouse,
Mm-hmm.
the blouses are going to look different. So
Agreed.
that's what I really
Agreed.
love about this.
Okay, can we talk about the rain showers?
Yes. So I really love images of Greece. And so I really love the crisp white and the blue. For some reason, when I was thinking of this collection, I was just thinking of being on vacation in Greece or the beach. And so I took the blue and white images of Greece and combined it again with sustainability and nature, and put these two prints and patterns together. Again, what was really important for me was prints and patterns that were approachable. So
Mm,
I wanted something that people wouldn't be intimidated by, still within the neutral color range, had a little bit of pop of color, but something that you could still have fun with. So obviously, this is inspired by air and kind of water, if we're talking about the elements. And again, with the sun, I love images of the sun.
mm.
Um, I just think, I don't know, I'm really connected to things like the sun and the moon and the stars and astrology and all of those things. So I wanted to incorporate that into the collection with, again, prints and patterns that were approachable. And so, yeah, that's the inspiration behind these two.
And finally, I know you said we started kind of like with you said you with
Yes.
these prints. But I want you to speak more to like the colors. Like this reminds me of like hot lava. And
Yeah.
this reminds me, I keep telling you we should go to the Bahamas. We should go to the Bahamas. It reminds me of like the pink beaches on at the Bahamas with like the flamingos. Like what was like your inspiration? I know I see it a certain way, but give us
Yeah.
your inspiration behind the order.
No, the inspiration really was nature. So I went on Pinterest and I was researching kind of colors that go together, complementary colors, whether it's in a house, nature, or whatever. And what I found myself being really attracted to were the color schemes in nature. So whether it was a bird, like a peacock that had different colors, whether it was a coral reef that had a bunch of different colors in it, whether it was a sunset that had a bunch of different colors in it. So I literally took colors from nature that were compatible, combined them together to create these swirls. The interesting thing about the swirl that I'm wearing and the one on the top, it's
Yeah,
actually kind of like inverted. So I forget what colors I started with, but I manipulated them and made them brighter and made them more neon,
yeah.
to come up with this final color scheme. So
Okay.
yeah, it's very hot, very lava, very bright, very pink. It's probably the most colorful out of
Yeah,
all of them,
yeah.
um, and one of my favorites. So yeah.
It's gorgeous. I think did I pick one of those? We'll see which ones I picked in a second. All right, so let's start to get down to the nitty gritty of it all. So you picked different. Tell us how you picked kind of like the Minerva ambassadors that you wanted to represent the collection. Like, how did you go about saying, you know what, I would like to get these different people from the community to represent my fabrics in different ways, even though he wants everybody to get it. Like, how did you go through that selection process?
It really was the people. There were different things that I considered. People who show up and show out all the time. So obviously, I was ecstatic with like picking Shamir,
Mm-hmm.
because she is just a style goddess and fashionista. So like getting her to create something with my fabric, I knew would like blow everyone out of the water. Obviously, when it comes to Julian, he is just the master of menswear. And
Yeah.
I knew that he would be able to really implement a different take, a different look with my fabric that
Mhm.
would attract people who are into menswear, men who sew with the fabric, because obviously I'm really into feminine silhouettes, jumpsuits, dresses, little cute blouses. And so having him on the roster was something that was really important to me. Having Renee on the roster was really important to me because she does bags. So
Yeah.
how can you use my fabric when you are creating a bag, whether it's a tote, whether it's the shamir, whether it's a little wallet,
Mhm.
because I want people to not be limited to just clothing. I want them to know that they can use this fabric to create anything and everything. You know what I mean? So, and then when it comes to people like Lynn, she does the sewn adaptive. So, how can she make her sewn adaptive designs with my fabric? So, it really was, how are people going to use the fabric, but also how have people in the community this past year really shown up for me and really shown out for me and supported me. This is kind of one of the ways that I could say thank you and give back to them,
Yep.
giving them access to this fabric collection. So
Yes, yes, we love to see it. And yes, the fabric collection, for those that don't know that are just joining, Terrance is launching a fabric collection with Minerva. It will be launching in less than 2 weeks on Monday, May the 19th. We're super excited about it. And if you want to save, you can join the Minerva Craft Club. I included a link in the description. Look it's 10% off, and you can combine it with other deals. So yes, we love to see it. Listen, use my affiliate link. Listen, cheap plug if you haven't signed up. It's $25 for the entire year. Let's move on. All right, so I'm gonna let you know. So I saw the collection. I was super excited. And when Gavin came to me, he said, "All right, Carmen, which one did you want?" And I was like, "It's all of them." And I remember calling you like, would it be a little bit too much if I asked for every single one of them? But then I was like, but I'm gonna have to use every single one of them. So I narrowed it down to 4 different ones. Do you know? Can you think about? I don't. Do you remember? You saw which ones I picked, did you? Do you
yeah.
remember? Okay, never mind. All right, so I can't even get you to like guess. Like, which one do you think I picked? All right, so I'll show you guys which one I picked. That's not that.
So, Mike, because you are able to get the print on demand for the fabric and select your fabric, it ranges. So, the price ranges are around, I think, starting at $22 or $23, and then going up to, I think, 38. But I think the median range is around 26, 27, $30 per yard, which I know is a little bit of sticker shock coming from Joann's and our local fabric stores. But one, that's why I really encourage you all to sign up for the Minerva Craft Club, because you do save 10%. And two, one of the reasons that the fabric is a little more pricey is because it's print on demand, but also my core fabrics, they are sustainably made. So they are made from viscose, they're made from challis, eco vera. So they go through the sustainability process. Well, I won't get into the sustainability of it all, but sustainable fabrics tend to be a little bit more expensive because of the way that they are produced. So not only are you um, getting the luxury of buying sustainably, but you also get to make and craft and wear sustainably as well.
And there you have it. There you have it. And overall, better planet, yes. And better
Yes.
planet.
Yes.
You know, Mike gonna be like, how much it cost? How much? Yeah, so here are the fabrics that I chose. I chose the Wayward Waves, Eco Veris, what is it? Eco Vero?
Yeah.
Visco Chalet. I just absolutely love these colors. Again, it reminds me of pink beaches in Bahamas. And then I picked for the linen, I picked the terrazzo linen, and I also picked the tender tally because it just reminded me of like rain, what is it? SWV, this thing's rain down on me. Either way. And then the oil spill. I wanted to pick one from each kind of like the type, you know what I mean? Like from each kind of section of your fabric collection. So here's the fabric that I chose, and I got down to the nitty gritty with them. I was like, this is how much I need, and I created kind of a vision for each of them, like what I thought I wanted to use them each for. So I tried to group basically. So I had Terrance kind of sent over what he wanted to make with each of them. So if we pick the same fabric, I kind of put my idea of what I want to sew right after it. And we also want to get your feedback on what you would make with each of these types of different fabrics. So are you ready to start, Terrance, on your
Yes.
sewing plan? Let's
Yes.
talk about sewing plans next. So Terrance, for your
Oh my.
first one, this is the. Did you include the name of the fabrics? So you
Yeah,
also.
so these,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, these are all of the oil spill prints in the viscose challis.
Okay.
So these are the things that I would make with the viscose challis. Some of them I've already made. So obviously, dusters, for those of you who don't sew, dusters and these prints will be available on my website. I'm in my wide leg pant era. I've been
Yeah.
loving them. So when I was in Brazil, I wore my wide leg pants in one of the prints. But I really want to make Grace's a wide leg pant in the same print. Obviously, the Minerva caftan from Renee, I would do in another one. And then my favorite jumpsuit is Butterick 6566. So up here in the corner, I would do the viscose challis one in this print in that jumpsuit. So lots of dusters, lots of caftans, wide leg pants, and this material is perfect for it. It's so loose and flowy and breathable. Like you, and I feel like this print calls for a really dramatic moment. It calls for opulence and wide leg pants and flowiness. And so I think these projects would be perfect for this fabric.
I completely agree. Now, when did you already like decide or figure out how much fabric each of these use? Can you give people an insight into how much fabric you think each of these um patterns will use?
So Renee said yes, it is you, Brittany. Renee said the Minerva caftan takes anywhere from 4 to 5 yards. One of
Yeah.
my dusters takes about 3 yards. With Grace's pants, I would assume it takes 2 to 3. And then with the Butterick jumpsuit, it takes about 3, I believe.
Now, what's the width on this? Do you know the width on what these fabrics will be? I'm guessing they're probably between 54 and 60 width.
I believe Gavin said 60.
Okay, 60.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, you won't get, 45 width situation. So just FYI, these are standard width fabrics, and I feel like you get a little bit extra because it's in the metric system. So
Yeah.
yeah, so between, you said 3.5, so let's just say 3 to 5 yards depending on what vibe you're going for. Let us know in the chat what you would use the challis on, like if you're a jumpsuit girly or fella, if you're a wide leg pant, what do you like to use the challis fabrics for, the lightweight fabrics, as we are embarking upon like the summer months? I'm definitely a caftan girl. I mean, I'm all of them, but as a busty girl, I love a good caftan. I also love a good flowy pant, as you guys know. So yeah, Terrance is going caftan, jumpsuit, wide leg pant. And I am going to go with the Donna caftan. Y'all have seen me wear this a million times, but I've never used it where it were in a lightweight fabric. This is the Donna caftan by my good girlfriend, Nikki of Beauty to Adore. I've made this caftan three times, and I've made them out of different fabrics. So I've made it in a brocade. I've made it in a knit, which is really heavy. And I think I made it one more time out of something else, but I've never made it in a challis. So I think it is perfect for this moment, and it will give a very similar vibe to what Nikki is giving in her picture. She wore this for her birthday trip last year. But this pattern is a fabric guzzler. It takes about 5.5 yards of fabric. I asked for it, I got it, so I took it. Listen, what I will say is, if you consider making this pattern, definitely have a lot of floor space to cut this out. You will not have enough space on a regular size table. Wide leg pants, resort wear, pajamas, menopause ladies, not the chalet. Yeah, so if you're having those those personal summers, chalet is it's great for internal ventilation, ladies. So piece pant set. Oh, I love that. Wide leg pant and maxi dresses. Love that as well. That's a
Mhm.
great ideas here, Terrance. I can't wait. Are you super excited to see people in your stuff?
I'm so beyond excited to
Are
see
you
what
gonna
people pick up. Am I gonna cry? Probably. I cry about everything.
cry? All right. Thank you guys so much for your feedback. Are you ready to move to the next fabric?
Yes.
Okay, I need to jump around a little bit. Ignore the next slide. Okay, here we go. Terrance, so let's talk about this fabric. So this fabric is, what is it called? I don't think I got any of this. This is in a linen, right?
Yes, I actually have it. So it is these huge suns on this kind of burnt orange background. So this is what it looks like. The suns are huge,
They
huge.
are big. They are.
And it's so funny because during the process, one of the things that we had to decide was scale, right? So, did we want the prints to be big, small, medium? And I actually have in my box some of the samples as we were going through and picking and deciding. I think they're in here. Yes. So I'll show you um, a little bit of the process. So they sent me samples. So we'll just do the tally one for example. So they would send me one like this, and then they would send me a bigger one, and then one in between. And so we had over Zoom a meeting talking about, okay, which print do we think is the best? What's going to make the most sense? What will people be attracted to? So for each pattern, they gave me 3 or 4 different sample sizes to choose from.
Okay.
And when we were between, the Minerva team had ideas, I had ideas, but we eventually came to agree. But it was really funny because with the sun print, we were all immediately like big, like
Mhm.
as big as we can get it. And that was my vision. That was my idea. I said, I really want it as big as we can get it, but I'm not sure how y'all feel about it. And they said, no, bigger is better. Like we want it
Oh,
really.
wow. Okay.
So yeah, this was one that they were really excited about in this size. So yeah, this is what the fabric looks like in the linen.
So, do you also have a smaller sun print? Can you show everybody that one?
Of the orangey one.
Yes, you have a smaller orange print, sun print.
Yes, I have this one. So I have this one in the linen.
Okay. Okay. Pretty,
So it's
pretty.
kind of like a redder, a little more red than this one, than the burnt orange, but yeah. We have
Love
2
it.
prints. Yep.
Hold on. Was that on my presentation? Yes, it was. It was. It was. It was. It was.
Yes.
That one has like a couple little swoopy things, swoopy doopy things, like a star.
Yeah, so they have little shooting stars.
Yes,
So
yes.
they have suns and little shooting stars on them. Yes.
Well, one of your favorite movies is Tuscan Sun. I don't know what is it.
Yes, Under the Tuscan Sun. Yes.
Tuscan Sun. So did that movie? I don't know if anybody in the audience has seen this movie, but Terrance always talks about it. Like, oh, when I was that like the inspiration for any of like the sun prints?
Yes, the sun prints and the terrazzo print. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, very Tuscany, Under the Tuscan Sun. Yes. So I wanted to combine with those neutral prints and the blue and white. I wanted to combine, like I said, nature, but I also wanted to combine geographical locations. So I
Yeah.
really was again attracted to Greece, and then for these prints Under the Tuscan Sun and Tuscany and place and the desert and places like that. Yeah.
We see the vision. We see the vision. All right. So let's go back to this So this outfit here. So you did an overlay, or so you're going for a monochromatic look in terms of the print on print.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
talk
So
about that a little bit.
that is the vision. So I saw this outfit on Pinterest that kind of inspired this. And so I fell in love. And so I would use, to kind of get the similar feel and look, I would use New Look 6758, which is one of my favorite patterns. Um,
Mhm.
I love an off the shoulder moment, and the sleeves are the same. So
Mhm.
instead, she's wearing a skirt, but instead of wearing a skirt, I would do wide leg pants. So I love a good co-ord moment because I can mix and match. So I can wear the top with a pair of jeans, or I can wear the bottoms with like a tank top or a white shirt. So there's so many different ways to wear it and layer it, but I do love a good co-ord set together.
I do too. Hence the reason why I said, you know what? You know what? Okay, I'm just saying. For those that don't know, this new look pattern is
A sister.
it's no, it's cosplaying as the OG. This is the OG, okay? This was a new look pattern, but this is the one that came out first, okay? This is the Alpha Kappa Alpha. This is the Delta Sigma Theta, okay? So this, I've made this in Minerva's viscose challis several times, and it just I just feel like this flows so well with this, and this is the oil spill fabric. Yeah, so again, if you had both of these in the arsenal, it's the same pattern. It's the same pattern, but McCall 7757 does have a few more views in it
Options. Yeah.
than the other one. So this one is this a linen?
Yes.
Okay, so this will give totally different vibes. So you're going for more of it's still going to give flow, but it'll be a little bit more structure. Is that what you're going for?
Yes, little more structured, little heavier than the visco challis.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So two different vibes. Same pattern, but two different vibes. Yes, yes.
Definitely two different vibes. So I feel like, again, to Lynn's point, anybody having a personal summer, this will give you great ventilation. Even if it's hot outside with very, low wind action going on, this I feel like this drums up your own, it gives it its own wind, it gives it its own
It
flow, and you don't
does.
even need like nature to do it for you. So that's what I really appreciate about this pattern. But yeah,
And
but
this is
I'm listening.
this is Carmen's fabric.
Oh, hold on, let's see. So I know. So I know in the hold on. I know what I'm working with. He told me this is my fabric. Okay, so this is what okay, so this is the fabric that I asked for 4 yards of this. So I think the pants I can do it with probably about 2.5 yards. And the top, mine has multiple layers, so mine will take about 2 yards, about 2 yards. And I love to add a little bit of horsehair hem on mine to give it some additional volume. So 4 yards should be more than enough if you're for either Terrance's version or my version of it.
And it's gonna look so cute layered. Like when you do that top, it's just gonna be
Oh
it's
yeah, oh I
literally
know. That's my claim to fame for Minerva. That's what I'm going to come back to Minerva and their good graces. Okay, put that in my newsletter. I need another newsletter moment, and I'm hoping that I can achieve it with this fabric. Because yeah, I think this will look cute, especially if we go to Miami like we plan to go.
yes.
Yeah. So what is next? Didn't you have another fabric in here? Hold on, let me see. Which other is that the only two you had? I thought you
No, so I had all of the linens. So I did
okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Sorry. All right, let me bring that up.
have the rust colored suns. I have the terrazzo print. I did blue and white stripes, and then I did the suns, the setting suns.
I'm trying to put our stuff together because I was a little bit okay. All right, so let's talk about the linens. Let's talk about do a little deeper dive into the linens. Pulling it back up. Bear with me. All right, boom. So let's talk about the button up. So you're in your button up era. So
I
you
am.
so let's talk about this. So you wanted to make out of the terrazzo Simplicity 9960. Can you talk about
Yeah.
that a little bit?
It is, I think I have it over here, but I have run this pattern into the ground. Simplicity 9960. It's a men's button up shirt. I love this one and I love Norris's. And I don't know, when I was designing this print and this pattern, the only thing that I could think of was a button up. I just knew that once this got printed in whatever fabric, I wanted to do a button up shirt. And so that's the only thing that I had in my mind when it came to this fabric, this pattern. Immediately, I just knew it would be the perfect combination. And so last year, with the help of Julian, he taught me how to use my sewing machine to add buttons and make buttonholes. It was last year or the year before.
I mean,
And now I've just been nonstop. I have been nonstop doing button ups. I've probably made this shirt, I don't know, 6 or 7 times, different iterations with different fabrics. But I'm obsessed, and so I knew that I wanted to use this terrazzo print fabric with this button-up shirt.
I love that for you. And I kind of didn't think button up, but for the terrazzo, I've been kind of going back and forth about what I wanted to do with it. The other day when I was on live with you all, I kind of like went through a different options for it. But my original plan for this though was the this simplicity pattern. So I still like the idea of doing a jumpsuit because this gives me like rustic, like safari vibes. Hey RVBs, hey CN
Yeah.
Session. Um, but I made this fat pattern and it didn't look the most flattering. I think I need to like just hack it a little bit. But I still feel like I'm leaning towards it. But some other options that I pulled were like this two-piece set. Somebody said that shirt was probably going to be too long for me. That's Simplicity 9757. Also, another Nomi pattern by Nikki, like this bustier dress situation. But I will probably hack it to add some pants or something similar, like just maybe switch out the top here. And then this wavy print by Ella, again, another Know Me pattern designer. I thought a color block moment might be look cute in this. So, like, using the print as like the main character, but then adding some solid accents and other linens with it, I thought might look super cute. So here, those are the kind of three options. The three, well, I guess it's four visions that I potentially had for the print.
And if you or anyone is into mixing prints and patterns, you can easily do that with the kind of neutral colors. So if you wanted to do the terrazzo print with this, I mean, it goes together so well. Or if you wanted to do it with the sun. So if you wanted to do Ella's pattern with the wavy print, you can do this one on top and then this one on the bottom. They just really, the colors really complement each other. They really go together well. And that was the point. That was the intent. You can even do it with the blue and white stripe and the suns, like Ella's pattern with these two together. It just, and you'll see in one of the slides coming up how I mix and match the patterns. But yeah, you can easily mix and match. And even with the oil slick ones, again, depending on where you place your pattern pieces, because they're so colorful, it kind of lends itself to pattern matching. So if you did like this piece with the oranges and the pinks, you can do one half that's really purple, and then you can do another half that's really pink and orange. So it's
Okay.
the same fabric, but you'll easily be able to kind of mix and match.
And I think I had that example queued up. So tell me if this is correct. Are you referring to this mix and match, or was it another one that you were referring
It
to?
was another one, but we can talk about this one.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is the other sun print. This is this print with the sun and the shooting stars. So uh, I would hack a pattern. One of my dusters in linen. I really like this kind of linen wrap jacket with coordinating or even separate linen pants, kind of with nothing underneath.
Yeah.
So I usually do my dusters in, as we know, tulle. Started now in viscose challis with the launch of this collection, but I don't believe I've done one in linen. So I think it would be really fun to do it in linen and just kind of in an elevated look, a relaxed but elevated look.
Hmm.
So you can wear this on the beach, you can wear it out to dinner, you can wear it traveling. I just think it would be just a really fantastic two separate staple pieces that can be worn together or separate. I just really loved the idea of that.
And if you could pick a part of the world where this would just pop or just be very like apropos, what part of the world would that be?
I mean, so many places.
I have a place.
Brazil.
Morocco. Morocco. I always think you said Morocco. As a person that has been, I totally see this.
No, little no, that's yeah. Yes. So Morocco was up at the top of the list. Obviously, I wanted to wear this all in Brazil, but that didn't happen. But Brazil,
Okay.
Greece. Um, I know you didn't like Egypt, but just like anything in that terrain, anything in that area. But
Mm,
also, I feel like a- in my mind when I created this collection, it really was a destination collection. It really was these are the fabrics that I'm gonna wear when I'm on vacation, when I want to travel and go places and I want to look expensive and rich and extravagant. But you
mm,
can live in Minnesota, Milwaukee, you can live in a small town in Ohio and still buy these prints and patterns and still
yeah.
feel fabulous and traveled and otherworldly. So you don't necessarily need to wear them to, a trip to Miami. You can wear them to, the grocery store and still feel fabulous in your small town of, York, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Okay, no, you totally can, and I think it would be a cute, like it's. I love a good combo of like dress up and dress down, like kind of like I did with Renee's caftan. Like I'm like, yo, you can wear like a t-shirt and jeans with it, but add that accent on it, just to give it, just to elevate the look just slightly.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think dusters do that very well.
they
So
do.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Anna said, "Hey, Anna J, girl, I know you was in the." Okay, let's go into the next print. Okay, so you had a jumpsuit. Okay, that's an interesting take on ours. This is Norris's original, one of his original Nomi patterns. This is ME 2012. I also own this, and I've been wanting to make it. So I think this would look so cute in this. So this is your linen, one of your linen
Mhm.
pieces. You've made this before. Can you talk a little bit about your inspiration around this?
I have made this jumpsuit before. It caused quite the stir on social media. So
Did it?
it did. I had this pattern, had Ankara, this green floral Ankara from Grace. And I don't know why I was like, oh my God, I should use this fabric to make this jumpsuit. So um, I believe I might have done a YouTube live or I was on TikTok. But yeah, I made it in one day. I picked the smallest size because I wanted it to be more fitted. I picked when I inserted the elastic, I made it a little smaller, so I was a little more cinched. And when I posted it on social media, everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Like this is fantastic." Um, and so many people are like, I have this pattern, but I never made it. And now you've really inspired me and encouraged me to make it. Simplicity loved it. They posted it on their page
Yeah.
in the Ankara. So it really went from, because I remember when this first came out, there was a lot of conversation and discussion on YouTube, a particular YouTube video
Hmm.
about this looking like he's a mechanic, or if you did it in the wrong color, he would look like a felon. There was a lot of microaggression comments and negative commentary. So when I saw the Ankara, I was like, I feel like we can change the discussion, we can change the narrative, we can change how we view this, and
Yeah.
really show people that a pattern is a pattern, but it's how you create it, and it's also how you style it. And
Yeah.
so,
I love Norris's aesthetic though. I think
yeah,
he pushes the envelope and pushes boundaries and take risks where a lot of like you don't see that a lot with
right. And I said that. I said
yeah.
something similar in what was a little more harsh, but
Yeah, right. I love his style. So yeah,
I said like some people just don't have the vision and they don't have the creativity, but if you look past the pattern and put your own spin on it, you can create something really interesting and beautiful. And I think Norris does an amazing job with pushing the envelope, and I just wanted to push it a little more in my own way. And
yeah,
so, yeah, this is the tallies, and I think making this jumpsuit boiler suit again in this is really going to again kind of push the envelope and make people view it differently. So I
yeah.
think it's really fun.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it because I absolutely loved your version. I liked his version, but I think adding that print will also again take you to a different place, which I'm always in my mind, I'm always on vacation, child. So let's talk a little bit about this. So you have so this is a sun print as well, just a different sort of
Yes. So this is the sun print mixed with the blue and white stripes. So like I was talking about before, you can easily mix and match these patterns because they're kind of in the same color family. So I don't know why, but when I wear linen and think about linen, I just think of pieces that are a little more structured, and not necessarily light and flowy. And so I love the idea of linen pants. So maybe Grace's linen pants or pants that are a little more straight and structured with a linen vest. I made this vest before I hacked it, so I didn't add all of the pockets, and instead of a zipper, I did buttons. So we did it for, I believe it was the Cowboy Carter. We all
Mhm.
picked different vests and we made them on live together. So I
Yeah.
have this pattern, and I thought, oh my God, I can make that vest with either one of these fabrics with a coordinating pant, either
Yes.
all one, or I thought it would be fun to mix prints. So I have two different versions of this. So the first girl has the mixed prints and patterns, and then the second girl has all the same. But yeah, I just think a really nice vest in this fabric would be really nice.
I agree. I completely agree. And I love the sort of mix and match
Yeah.
that you did with the two prints. I think that will look super cute. And I even think adding would you consider doing buttons instead of that zipper?
I would not do a zipper. I would do buttons. I
Okay,
would
thank God.
definitely
I'm
do
glad you
buttons. No,
I
I
was
would definitely. I would do my
I think it's
original.
a little bit. It
Yes,
definitely yeah, okay.
yes, I would do my original hack where I didn't do all the
Yeah.
pockets and I just did cool buttons instead of the
Hmm.
zipper. And I also think the vest is nice because you can wear it by itself and it's still classy, or you can wear it with like a crisp white shirt underneath.
Yeah.
Like there are so many different ways that you could style this vest. And again, I just love this print with the stars.
Yeah.
I mean with the suns, it's just so pretty. So
Well,
yeah.
I see a product shot here. So this is one of the product shots that Gavin provided you. Are they offering kits? Because this looks like a kit.
It does look like a kid. So nothing has been said to me. No words have been passed down to me about whether they'll be offering kits or not. So I'm
Okay.
not sure,
Okay.
but I can definitely get more information on that and ask Gavin. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, totally ask him because this is
But
definitely
I believe that Minerva does have a service where if you buy fabric, they'll pick out coordinating thread for you.
okay.
So this might be what they're implying.
Okay, okay, yeah, definitely. I will touch base with him because you want to also maybe provide your input on what patterns they select for the kit. I'm just saying, love the. I love conceptually. I love the kit idea. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, you just want to drive what that would be, and they have some cute patterns that I think will be appropriate that can really bring out the best in this fabric.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
My vision of it was I mean, like when I saw it, I immediately thought like tote bag, even though, in your mind, you're like, oh, that's going to get dirty on the beach. I mean, that's what a washing machine is for. Had the vision, but I immediately thought like a cute bathing suit with like a, with a sun hat. You walking on the beach. I thought that would be so cute, like walking down Ocean Drive. Again, we're going to Miami. We're going to Miami. But yeah, so that was my first thought. Everybody knows like this is one of my favorite toe patterns, but I'm definitely looking. Somebody did send me an indie pattern that looks similar to this. So this is definitely a dupe or very similar to the Mark J tote. So figuring out like a way, and I will probably even combine it with like fabric color blocker with other fabrics or whatever. But just highlighting to Terrance's point, I think Renee is another great example of like, how you can use woven fabrics to really bring out, like, it just doesn't have to be clothes. So I wanted to do whatever I could and play my part in, showing that you can make more than just clothes with this. So you can make clothes, you can make quilts. So this was going to be my contribution from an accessories perspective. And then the other thing that I thought was, like Nikki, of course, we bring back Nikki. So this was another thing we talked about the other day. Corsets and bustiers are great scrap busters. So this corset she has on, probably, I asked for 2 yards. I could easily probably make these shorts. These shorts that she has, this is her indie pattern. It comes in 3 different lengths, including a shorter length. So I was thinking, oh, I could do this in like, I'm short, so I wouldn't have to do like Bermuda shorts. So I was thinking about making this out of also like a corset and the short similar to what she has here. Again, very structured, very appropriate for these 2 different designs. It's not, neither one of them give like flowy. So I just wanted to make sure I picked out a design or a pattern that kind of fit with the aesthetic of the fabric and the consistency of the fabric and the performance of the fabric. So that's all the sewing plans that I had. I don't know if you had any other thoughts, Taryn. I think we covered kind of everything.
Yeah, we covered everything.
Are there any sort of final thoughts or final words you wanted to say about like the collection? What is everybody thinking? What fabric do they want to buy first? Let us know in the comment section. Oh, yeah. So swimsuits. Can you talk about that? So originally I picked again from the same sort of 2 fabric options that were available to me at the time. But can you talk about other kind of ideas you have for the fabric and what samples you have coming in for it?
Yeah, so I have my linen fabric. I'm still waiting for my viscose challis, and then I also was given the opportunity to pick fabric in different finishes. So I definitely I believe I picked up some cotton. I definitely picked up their knit like active wear, which you can use for swimsuits also. So I plan on doing like my sports bras and my leggings, swimsuits. There's a Vogue swimsuit pattern that I love. I plan on using my swirl print fabric for that. All of my activewear is going to be the swirl print pattern. So yeah, you can easily make a swimsuit in the Minerva kind of activewear fabric. Yep.
Agreed. Lynn said, my bomber just saying, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Yes, Lynn, a summer bomber, like, it does get a little cool, especially at night. In the summer, I think a bomber to go over, like this outfit would look amazing. I agree.
Yeah.
A bomber to go over like this set, especially if I make the short super short. I think that will look great with that. So yes, I do wear jackets in the summer, especially when I go to the night festivals and stuff. So yeah, I completely agree, Len. The blue and gold sun and the challis or linen. Yeah. So she says, she, what are you gonna make? The tape romper? Did we look at the tape romper? We did look at that, right?
I think no, I didn't. I totally forgot about it. I didn't add it.
Hold on, let's see. Hold on, let's show that. The tape romper will look so good with that.
So I actually have the suns in the linen and in the challis. just as a little example. But yeah, the Tate romper is definitely on my list.
It's very cute. Shishi looks cute in it. Shishi, I need to figure. You need to show us how to do that bust, girl. Yeah, this is the Tate romper. It is a low waist. So yeah, low waist option. So can you talk about sustainability and kind of low waist options that you would like people to make in it, or that you like? What are some low waist designs or patterns that you would recommend for your fabrics?
I mean, anything really that's a scrap buster. So when you're done crafting whatever you are crafting, um, use the leftover fabric to make something. I know um, the Shamir doesn't take a lot of fabric. I know the Chandler fanny pack doesn't take a lot of fabric, and that's a really easy sew also. So,
Hmm.
yeah, don't discard your fabric and just throw it away. I know I plan on making a few Chandlers with my fabric, with the linen. I spoke to Minerva to see if they had it. We were able to get their prints in canvas, and unfortunately, that's not available yet. I'm hoping soon with the print on demand. I will let you know as soon as I know. But I think the closest thing can kind of be a linen, and just interface it. But yeah, the Chandler fanny pack would be really a great sustainable option to get rid of your scraps and stuff like
Right, I completely agree. Listen, the Chandler is a BSN favorite. We love to see it. So yes, if you get to the end, a Chandler literally takes. I think I made it in like a quarter yard of fabric. No lie, like yeah, it literally takes no fabric, and I wear it all the
all the
time.
time. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you had it on when I saw when I saw you. It is a great, it is what I call a great errands bag for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. I love all your ideas. Are we gonna do like a giveaway or something? Did you talk about that a little bit or no?
I want to coordinate with Minerva to see about a giveaway, and even if I have to do it myself, uh,
Yeah,
that's fine. But yeah, I have to figure out how that'll work. Um, Baltimore Frocktails reached out to me. Well, Suki reached out to me and said about being a sponsor and having my fabric there,
yeah,
as one of the giveaway raffle giveaway things. So I think I'm going to do that as well.
that'll
But
be
it
amazing.
would definitely be fun to do a little giveaway on Twitch. Y'all have to follow me on Twitch.
Yeah. I put your Twitch handle in there. I need to check to see if I don't think I put your Twitch handle in there. But anyway, no, but we will definitely also be doing sew along. What would you want for your first sew along of using your fabric? I'll let you pick the pattern and which fabric type, because we probably all have different types. Um,
Yeah.
and pattern. What would you want it to be if you could select the very first time? Not give 6 yards to she. Bye, she. Bye, she.
um I really love the oil spill prints.
So,
So
a chalet.
yeah, so it would
Okay.
definitely be a challis in the oil spill prints.
Okay.
Um,
And what
because I feel like whatever anyone wanted to make with it, whatever they were inspired by, I just think it would be so cool if we were on Twitch or TikTok or whatever sewing and we all finished and it was just a array of oil spill slick all over the screen with whatever it is that
yeah,
we have designed. As for me, um, I don't know. I love this duster. I like
yeah,
taking pictures of it on the beach in Brazil, going to Christ the Redeemer in this. Like I got so many compliments.
yeah.
Literally was on the colorful steps in Brazil. I just sat down because I was winded. I was tired, child. And so I just sat down to take a break, and literally people started forming a line to like come up and take pictures with me in this duster. Like
Really?
yeah, they just thought I was the bee's knees. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah, I definitely think like either a duster caftan
yeah,
or everybody's saying wide pants. I do think a sew along with the pants will be great, only because it's pretty.
yes,
But I feel like people will visually see a duster or a caftan more.
yeah. I'm in my wide leg pant
Hmm.
era, which is new for me. So I've been obsessed. So I
Shamir, what's the pattern you want to use? Everybody wants to know. Like, drop the number of the pattern so I can bring up the pattern that you guys want to use, and we can show it on the screen.
Shamir, you are the not the only one who needs their fabric. Okay,
Julian knows I got his favorite shit.
we're all still waiting. We are all
Julian's
still
the only
waiting.
one. Julian's the only one.
I think Julia got half of his fabric. He said half of it.
Oh, he's the golden child. You know he's the golden child. What's that? What pattern, Shamir? Okay, she ain't listening. She ain't listening.
Thank you, Shishi.
My next pattern, the top, so I can show. Oh, my next pattern, the top, so I can show. Oh, darn it! Now we want to see it, Lynn. Now that you can't show it, I want to see it. 9758. Let's see. Is that the child? That pattern has y'all in a chokehold. My God. All right. I'll just show really quickly a couple patterns before me and Terrance bid you all adieu.
Vicky Sos Francesca.
Okay. So we'll pull child. I knew this was going to be what Mike said, child. I knew this was. Can you guess which one Mike wants, Terrance?
I believe it's Norris's button down.
And you will be.
Yeah.
You will be correct. Ain't you tired? Ain't you tired?
Listen, that no, because that shirt did have me in a chokehold. Until I discovered this one. So those are probably my two favorite button downs.
Oh, this is pretty. Oh, Shamir. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
She gonna stunt on her shit. Ooh, this is pretty. You know what, Michael? Michael, hey, check this out. Mind your business.
Which fabric are you or which print are you going to use it in, Michael and Shamir?
Oh my God,
which
that is
print and fabric base? That dress is gorgeous.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to see the back. Vicky Souls can do no wrong in my eyes, okay? Now, can it fit me? No, but I still appreciate the aesthetic.
I love the bows on the shoulder.
This is how you do bows, Shad.
Yes. The pink oil spill in the viscose challis. Oh my God. Shamir.
Right, you should tell. Not too much on my winnies. You know, that's what was cute in the winnies. Oh, yeah, that's pretty.
In the pink oil spill, that is going to be stunning. Stunning.
Terrance gonna cry. Let's see who's gonna cry first. Let's see who gonna get Terrance to cry first. Terrance, when we come to Miami, y'all want to come to Miami with me and Terrance? Hold on. Lynn said, I'm sorry, people talking about my winnies and coming from my winnies. Pattern Union Phoebe flares. Hold on, let me say.
I really like the oil spills, the big sun, and the terracotta print. Yes, I don't know. There's just something about the terracotta print that when I was designing it, I was just like, yeah, this is it. Like this is
right, Lynn?
it.
Oh, okay, Lynn. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Is this what you're talking about? That's different. Lynn, I've never heard of this. Okay, these are distorting people's pictures. Oh, that's cute. Is this one? Which one, Lynn? Am I doing this right? Either way, I like this line draw. Am I doing this right? Phoebe Flares. I think this is the one Lynn was talking about. Hold on.
Yeah.
I like that. The McCall's top with the shoulder ties. Terrance, what's that one that you wore in Brazil? Do you know that number?
That one?
It was black and white.
This one. McCall's 8217 is this one?
Those are cute. Those are cute. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Is this the one you talking about, Auntie Carol?
Or is she talking about my staple, the one that I made 50 million times? You know which one I'm talking about?
Yes. We don't even talk about that. We don't talk. No.
With the ties at the shoulder and the bow in the bag.
You thought I like the Winnies. Y'all thought I like the Winnies. That one was retired. Okay. Okay. That one needed to be retired like J Lo's vocals. Let's go. That one needed to be retired. Okay.
Yes, my bustier. I love that
I may,
top. I'm
listen, I may tell a joke, but I never tell a lie. That one
I'm
needed to
not
be
making it
retired.
anymore. I've made it enough. I've made it enough.
Yeah, this
Actually, I think I want to make it one more time in denim. But aside from that, I'm done. I'm done.
okay. Also, another. First of all, Mike, stop. I make McCall's. I have not made that in so long, and that is a knit. That is a knit fabric, Mike. That is a knit pattern. That is a knit pattern. Don't start your stuff, okay? We're keeping it cute. This is available on replay. For those that are watching, thanks again for joining us. We appreciate you. Please, don't pay anything. Don't pay any mind to the end of this conversation. We appreciate you all for watching the rest. If you size up, you could make the Winnies and the Terrance and the Challis. Listen, the Winnies are that girl. The Winnies are that girl. Okay, Michael, why is he antagonizing me? On that note, no, Terrance, this was such a good discussion. Thank you so much again for taking time out of your schedule to talk about and give us all a live preview of your fabric collection. As you can see, the community is super excited about your collection, excited to support you, excited to see this season of triumph in your life. And I hope you feel the love and you feel like how well received your fabric collection is. And I hope it excites you.
I am excited. I do feel the love. I will feel the love more when y'all buy 50 million yards of everything. And I get my commission check. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Oh, and for those of you who are Minerva ambassadors,
Yeah.
definitely talk about your code, promote your code, because you do get a commission. So if you are gifted the fabric, buying the fabric, make sure you promote it. And I said this in the last live, but I'll say it again. This is an amazing opportunity for me, but it doesn't just have to be my opportunity. So if Minerva sees that there's a lot of interest and there's a lot of love and the fabric sells, that's the most important thing. The fabric has to sell. Not only might I get another opportunity, but Carmen might get an opportunity. Shamir might get an opportunity. Will might get an opportunity. So this is really the time to show up and show out, again, not just for me, but for future opportunities for other people, because as we know and as we've seen with the rollback of DEI and everything going on with Target, people who look like us don't necessarily get opportunities like this all the time. And so we really have to show and prove that we are wanted at the table, needed at the table, deserve these opportunities for the people going forward. So thank you all so much for the love, for the support, for the excitement, and I cannot wait. I hope Minerva extends this opportunity to other people as well, because it's been amazing and so much fun, and I feel other people deserve it too. So yeah, I'm excited, very excited.
We are all excited, and those were amazing final thoughts. Again, so we passed my hour mark and threshold for being
Can
online.
I just say one more final thought?
Okay.
One more final thought. If I see any of you taking pictures in a fucking bathroom mirror
Or on steps.
or on steps, it's on site. It's over. It's done.
Okay. All right. That was step. Okay. So okay. Okay.
I'm just saying, I do not want any mirror pictures. I'm just Miss Carol. Miss Carol. If I see you with the bathroom mirror, it's on site. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, stay away from mirrors. Just imagine you're a vampire, and stay away from the steps. Okay, mirrors and steps are off limit. Anything else that any other off limit areas that we should be aware of?
No, that's it. Just
Okay.
good quality pictures for the gram. Oh, tag me. You can tag me in your post, Terrance Williams _ or use the hashtag TWD Minerva. Use the hashtag TWD Minerva in your posts, whether it is an unboxing, whether you're planning what patterns you're going to be using, talking about your fabric, whatever it is. Tag me in your post so I can repost you. I can show everyone. Yeah.
Sorry, I must the underscore.
If it steps in a fancy place, Sabs, I'll take it. I'll take it.
He has posts on Instagram, posts on even TikTok.
Yes.
Facebook, Pinterest. He will love Pinterest. Please, y'all. If y'all like Pinterest, definitely get it popping on Pinterest. So those are I would say the four main ones: Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and TikTok. Are there any other platforms?
I mean, if anyone is active in any Facebook groups, definitely share the collection in the Facebook. Not if the people are gonna drag me because they're bitter old Betties, but if it aligns with their taste and their style, definitely promote it in Facebook groups with my link and my code. But yeah, that's it.
And don't forget to join the Minerva Craft Club. Again, it's only $25 a year. You can take 10% off the rip, but you can combine it with any other discounts. The link to where you can grab that is in the description. It's, again, only $25 for the entire year. So, yeah, I'll be sharing that. And if you're a Minerva ambassador, y'all have access to that as well. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely take advantage. And you can combine it with your Minerva discount as well. So,
May 19th. The collection launches Monday, May 19th. And again, the good thing about it is it's not like it's going to run out of stock because everything is printed on demand. So once you place the order, they'll print it for you. It might take a little longer to ship, but because it's print on demand. But yeah, May 19th is when the collection launches.
Yeah.
So, mark your calendars. I do have a little bell notification thing on Instagram. If you watch my stories, you can sign up for notifications. So definitely sign up for notifications for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Terrance, for meeting with us, talking with us, sharing your collection, sharing your vision, sharing your sewing plans. We truly appreciate it.
Yes.
And we'll talk to you all later. You can catch Terrance on, again, going live. Terrance, what is your live schedule so everybody knows when they can catch you next and when they can see more of this collection as you sew it up to launch date?
To be determined about my live schedule. I'm still figuring it out, okay? You can catch me for sure Mondays during the day, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern for Money Talk Mondays. And then the rest of the week, I'm figuring it out.
Okay. Well, there you have it. He doesn't know if he's going. Are you going live later on tonight?
Yes, I do have dusters to sew up, so I'm gonna eat some dinner and then go live. But yeah.
It was great chatting with my parents, and it was great seeing you all. Thank you all for allowing me to use my normal sewing segment to talk all things TWD Minerva Fabric Collection related. We appreciate you all, and on that note, we'll see you guys later. Bye.